Oh my gosh, I
Yeah,
should have done the base drawing like you did. I will spend like an hour trying to fix a character and then
that's why. Yeah, well,
you're
I did it
smart.
because I can't think and talk, and like, I can in certain situations. When I'm animating, I can do it.
Hello everyone, my name is Mar and I'm the founder of an animation studio here in Japan, in Tokyo. Today we'll have a guest, Porkky. We'll introduce him in a moment. We just want to have fun, and to have even more fun, we will also try to draw each other's original characters in a historical way, maybe Japanese, maybe European. We'll decide it right now.
Hello.
Can you introduce yourself?
I can say, hi, I'm Porkky. I'm Porkky. I'm an
What do
animator.
you do?
I don't know.
What do you do for
That's
a
like,
living?
that's like,
What's your
yeah,
thing?
okay. Yeah, I'm an animator. Well, I was an animator in the Western industry. Now, I think as of in 5 days, I will be exclusively in the Japanese animation industry. But I've
If
been in both for quite a while. I've been in Western animation for probably at this point maybe almost 4 years, and then
time.
anime I would say about 2 years at this point. Like, what would I put them? I could just put them inside. I could on it. Like, I've done the base drawing. I could just put them in something else. It's not hard. I mean, it happens again. Something interesting too is that it happens in character design a lot, both in
Mm-hmm.
like anime and the West. It doesn't matter. Where like a lot of design is just after you did the base characters, you just put them in different outfits, and a lot of times it's
Oh
just the same base
yes,
drawing.
yes.
But yeah,
You could do that, but actually you're like not cheating, but I gave you something that, well, they're my most famous characters. I haven't introduced them, but they're from my webcomic and animations, basically, Wendel and Kruna that you're drawing. And they're actually already from a story that's a bit inspired in European history. Yeah, the past. I'll try not to
mm.
give too much information here, but the designs you're making are already a bit like old school in that sense. Like they're not wearing like urban clothes from now anyway.
I feel like they have that feel. Oh, geez.
Already, yeah.
I feel
So
like they have that feel a little more than I don't know. I don't know what Cherry is. Cherry is like some weird thing.
she's a
there's no,
fairy, so
there's
it
no his.
counts.
She's a
No?
fairy, yeah. But like fairies are, I don't know. I guess they're technically European folklore. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
You choose the topic of
For me,
today's
it's just
conversation. Don't blame me now.
no. I know. I'm just saying, like when I think about that, I'm like, wait, it doesn't. None of what Cherry makes sense. If I were to think of it more, it's more just like I don't know. The more original you get with characters, and everyone has their way of making characters. Like they're not the only. I've got three main characters I think people know about. But with all of them, they were all very original. They were all just like, this is my idea, and they weren't based on anything. And when that happens, I guess people tend to comment a lot less about like where did this idea come from, and a lot more with just like
Oh, I
how
like the
cute
idea.
or cool is your character. Yeah, yeah.
That's true. That's true.
At the time, I was like, oh, what's like, I wanted to make a bunch of a whole lineup of characters with like fruit fairies. They originally the idea was they were like cupids, and there was even gonna be like a film idea where, I wanted to make a story about a baker that was struggling, but like the original story was going to be about the baker, not the cupids, not the fairies. But I never made
Oh,
the baker, so
interesting.
now everyone thinks that yeah, because I bake. That's like the main reason why
Wait, really?
she's like, I
What do you
guess,
like
food.
making?
Yeah, I do now. What do I make?
Yeah, what do you bake?
Okay, so I bake a lot of cakes now, and mainly I bake with a friend, but that friend is a lot better than I am. And by that I mean it's his hobby, but it doesn't look like his hobby. I don't really bake cookies. That's
Yeah.
something I might consider doing that next. Yeah, mainly like cakes because I think cakes look really pretty. And there was a point where I was like, well, I kind of wanted to get to a level where I can make a cherry cake and stuff like that. That's why cherry exists, and like, oh, what would be a cool statue to put on top if I could do candy
Oh, that
statue
would be
stuff,
so
which is
cool.
really hard. Yeah, I
Yeah,
can't do it though.
indeed.
It's too,
It sounds hard.
so I was just like, I'll just bake. I'll just bake. Just bake like a regular person and have a regular hobby. Yeah, now it's not my hobby anymore.
Yeah. So someday, Porkky will evolve to, instead of like professional artist, he makes fancy cakes. We may meet in person at some point in maybe this year. It would be nice. And if there's cakes involved, I will be very happy. So
I do know that baking, I should say, baking is very rare over there. Whereas
it is because we don't have big ovens. Like,
yeah,
it's hard. It's hard to bake here.
Yeah.
Oh, 23 comments. I kind of want Wendel to be dressed like a baker now.
Baker outfit. Okay, Wendel and baker.
Challenge.
What kind of baker?
Has been thrown.
That's always what happens. Is like, what kind of baker outfit, and that goes into the whole like. Now I start questioning like, okay, what did bakers and I don't know what technically does your short film.
I would say Catalonia, like Spain, from like a mix of Catalonia and England from 1700s, something like that.
See, and then now I have to look that up and be like, okay, I want to make sure that I'm getting the outfit right. I'm looking this up. Hang on.
I'm trying to think like animes that would look in a similar way, just to, why not?
I literally typed in bakers and. I mean, I'm assuming most bakers.
Oh, 23 cents. Make him in your dream baker outfit. Your dream baker outfit.
I don't have one. I bake in my regular clothes.
You can make it.
See, I don't think about these things. I'm just
imagine.
Like, I don't think
so
about
now,
fashion.
Wendel and pajamas. Yeah, like you'll be popular with cakes in Japan. So basically that.
Yeah. That's what I've heard. So I'm like, if I could bake, and if I could find an apartment with an oven, that'd be nice. But I know that's like really difficult to find.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I can't find there. No one does any like. See, I cannot find what you're describing. No one does any sort of research on what do bakers in Spain from what was the time period? I don't know. I'm just gonna keep drawing, but
just do whatever you want.
Yeah. No, but I wanna if I can like quickly put them on, I'll like copy paste and do another version of this.
Perspective.
Or we could just have fun and draw whatever we want. That doesn't. Don't worry too much about technical.
Also a bit
do that
sorry.
on the job.
I mean, come on! I started without sketch or anything. I'm trying to like now speed up or something. I don't think she has very delicate hands. Also, she has a very narrow waist. Like she reminds me on your reference sheet a bit like Rapunzel style, but then with a kimono to make it look like the good silhouette. Usually, the characters don't have a good like waistline like hourglass.
Yeah.
That's a classic, not mistake, but that breaks the Japanese effect when usually Westerners try to draw kimonos, that they try to keep that narrower waist than the chest and the butt, but actually, if you keep it flat and straight is when you actually get the Japanese effect. It's very interesting. I love this topic.
Yeah.
Like when I wear a kimono or yukata or something, they had to put a lot of towels around me. So then my bottom doesn't stick out too much and I get the actual right effect. And that's actually common. They have lots of towels and things to put on girls as well to make them have this silhouette. That's something people usually doesn't know.
I've heard for guys too, like the thing, it's kind of I don't know. A lot of older guys over there probably have like pot bellies, and apparently you can tie that thing around to get rid of it. That's like something that was described to me.
The guys, it is like the body and the guy for example, the obi goes like here, which is surrounded the hips, and it looks aesthetically pleasing when you have this effect on the neck, like very low, and it like sort of like bulbs in here.
I see.
Yeah. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
like fashion changes, body shapes change. Let me read the comments. I think we have some things a bit interesting. But now I think I
Cherry,
already told too
I mean,
much.
cherry would be a good fit for like, I don't know, Hanami, Sakura season because cherry blossom trees. But yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
originally made cherry with the intent that she was like
That could be a
uh, more on like a
nice
French
touch.
dessert and stuff. Yeah.
But yeah, since the Japanese style, we could make actually that the umbrella is like a cherry tree-ish inspired thing.
Oh yeah.
You'll be amazed when
Rice
you're
and
in
pot.
Japan. There's so many Italian
Mhm.
restaurants. So
Like
many
you mean like Italian, but
Italian
like
food restaurants in Japan.
Japanese? Okay.
Well, in terms of quality, there's everything. You have like chains, like
Mm.
Saizeri and so on, and that's a chain, and it's everywhere. And then you also
Sure,
have
sure,
like good quality.
yeah. I'm sure it's kind of like the U.S. in that. I'm sure there's actual Italian restaurants over there too.
Oh
But
yeah,
when
there's
I
one
think of
that I
like
really recommend.
Italian,
Japanese style spaghetti. How do you define that? What is Japanese style
uh,
spaghetti? Like more fishy, like
I
more
mean,
fish flavors?
that's kind of what I'm talking about. I think it's like it's more than one dish, but I think it's Italian food that's like Japanized.
Mm-hmm.
We say like Japanized. So like
Yeah. I understand
so
what you mean.
curry, is Indian. Uh, but when people think of curry in Japan, they don't think of Indian curry. They
Oh
think of
yeah.
the Japanized
Actually, it's
version.
the UK version or something like that, like the British
Oh yeah, yeah,
curry-ish
yeah,
thing that then they
yeah,
turn Japanese.
yeah. Like one good dish I kind of like. One dish I like is mentaiko pasta. I think that's like
Ah, yes, I know what you mean.
Japanese spaghetti. Technically, I think that's like an example.
Yeah, yeah, I know where we're going now. I am not.
Okay.
Ugh, all for you. Everyone, take the
Oh,
pasta from me. Dozo.
I love
Oh,
mentaiko.
please. Yeah, yeah.
Do you like okay, I guess we're talking about food now. Do you like
Not
natto?
no, no natto, no
That's
wasabi.
like the
I'm
more
very
common.
classic. I know it's a classical question that
Uh-huh.
oh, it's because you're European. No,
Yeah.
it's because I'm me
No.
and I don't like
Yeah, yeah.
wasabi, mustard. I don't like anything spicy in general. Natto, I tried various times and I just couldn't. And it's not the texture; it's just it doesn't taste good to me.
This
And
tastes.
that's it. That's it.
Yeah, yeah.
How about you? Can you
I think
do?
I think well, me I really like natto. So I'm and the thing is my mom does as well. And natto
Mm-hmm.
isn't like I get why people don't like it. Like even Japanese people don't
Mm-hmm.
like it
Yeah.
usually.
Not everyone
Yeah.
likes it.
I like that. I even like do you know hachinoko?
Hachinoko, really?
Hachinoko. You know what hachi is, right?
Hachimitsu, like bee.
Mm-hmm.
Bee, bee, what? Bee eggs?
Yeah, close. Bee larva.
Bee larva. Oh, I did like that's
Yeah,
a thing. I didn't know. That's a thing.
that's a Japanese dish. Yeah,
I
pretty.
didn't know.
It's more. It's not popular amongst younger people, obviously, but it's like one
Okay.
of their older traditional dishes.
I
Yeah,
had no idea.
like
That sounds so interesting.
yeah. No, it tastes like beans.
That's interesting. I actually had
Yeah.
since we're talking insects now suddenly. I had
Hmm.
I think you would say the things that turn into butterflies. Or was it like the
Butterflies, you
silk
said?
or was it like the silkworms? White worms. I think it was
Yeah.
fried.
Those aren't no. I think you're thinking about moths, but yes.
I'm not sure what I ate because at that moment I just don't remember. It was a long time in the past. It is like popcorn.
Mhm.
It was like eating popcorn. It was very strange. The topic is going to places. What? Villarva? Yeah, that's what we're talking about. Oh.
But yeah, I guess we were talking about food, and now it is. But like, I guess the whole reason was I never really thought about like what my characters came from or what they were. They're original, sometimes a little too original, where it's like if someone asked me like what was the reason you made them, and it depends on the character. But for me, it's like if you were to ask about the Pearl, the robot girl,
Mm-hmm.
she's easy. She came from a film
Mm-hmm. It's
back
from your
when I
thesis,
was in
right?
yeah. Yeah, but this Cherry character is a lot harder to explain because she was back then more of an excuse for me to practice different styles, which is why she is the only character you'll see from me where there is no one consistent style.
Mm-hmm.
I think the most popular one is the model sheet that you're
Yeah,
the version
but
that
I'm
you're
using
using, the one where
Tezuka
yeah, the one
one.
where I'm like I'm just gonna practice Tezuka. Yeah,
Let me open it. So I'm
sorry.
using this sheet, by the way. This is the character Porkkys. Whoops, referring to.
I see Cherry and then I see oh I forgot her name.
Yeah. So that's Kruna,
Yeah,
the one with blue hair, like the lion lady, and the
yeah.
other guy
What
is
was her name?
Wendel. So Kruna
Wendell,
with
I know.
K.
Who Kuna?
Kruna.
I was looking back at both screens, and I'm like, this just looks, my. It's nice to draw in my art style again because I haven't done that in a while. But like,
Looks
I
cute.
look at this and I'm like, oh, it just kind of looks like Cherry. It's not Cherry necessarily. It's just the art style I used when I first designed Cherry, which is like every other
Ah,
character, female character I draw honestly, which is so.
I
And the thing
understand.
is, like,
I understand.
yeah, yeah, it's been a while. I mean, it's true for everyone. I think everyone just has like a kind of like a style they
The
draw in,
go-to.
even if they
And
try
we're
not to.
talking, we're multitasking here, so give us a break. We're not the most creative right now.
Yeah, yeah. I haven't drawn uh in my style in a while. I've always drawn in other people's styles because that's what I do.
Mm.
Like, especially nowadays when in like Japanese animation, you kind of draw, especially if you're working on a show that's based off of manga, then the
Mhm.
entire team has to draw in that style. And like people who see the style sometimes, sometimes they're like, I don't like this style. People say that, and it's like, I get it, sure. Uh,
Mhm.
but it's usually not the fault of people working in the industry. Like, generally, really, if you're talking to someone in the industry,
Mhm.
for the most part, um, people know what they're doing. Yeah,
Mhm.
is my impression from the anime industry. Cherry took a while to design too. Like I went through. I don't know if I have it, but I can pull up. I'm sure I have like the design sheet somewhere. I went through 3 to 4 different sheets, not just iterations.
Whoa.
Iterations were like up to like 20, 30 different iterations of
Whoa.
her. What you're seeing now, the model sheet that everyone that like I kind of refer to now more for her design came out after I finished designing her. So it always just keeps like design. I kind of learned that design. Yeah, uh, nothing wrong with it, but just like I think a lot of people think of design in terms of just what's the word? Be just commercially, I guess. Basically, as if they're doing character design for like a job, or which in that case, yes, there are points where, say, if you do an art job and you do character design, then people will be like, okay, but we need it to look this way. And until we don't, we can't finalize the design. So that happens. But when it's like your character, I've kind of found out that there is no set design. You can always change it.
Eugenia is saying like I would love to see the original Cherry designs. Do you have anything we can share?
Original. Oh, geez. Okay. Uh,
If it's not a big
Let
of
me
a challenge,
see.
like don't.
No, 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 no. It's not. It's just I hope I have it still. Let's take a look. Let's take a look. Here we go. I found them. I think this was the third page. I don't have the first two. The first two I threw away because I'm like, these are just sketches.
It's so cute. Okay, so
Uh,
welcome to
so
Cherry.
the one I ended up settling, yeah, this was the one I almost went with. This was
What happened to?
a joke.
Whoa.
Yeah, see,
Sure.
there's a lot that you can explore. That's a fun time. That's the fun thing about character design is
Yep.
Is yeah, so she originally looked like that. You know, I did a whole like, oh cool, fun illustration of her just on the sad, but and then like a Valentine's Day.
Describe.
See, this is cool because this is like a new. See, I've never drawn her in a kimono. Oh, that's so cute. The umbrella I really like. This is what I'm talking like. This is design. Design isn't like. I think a lot of people get confused. I mean, you have if you want to be a good character designer, you have to be good at drawing, sure. But like, I think design is more about the ideas. And you know, I've never drawn her in a kimono, so like, if I ever wanted to, I'd look at that and be like, huh, did Mar draw it? I'll design a kimono version of her. You know? Or I would just look at what Mar did and be like,
So that's the
that's
version
it,
of
you know?
kimono. And that's it.
Yeah.
Right now, I'm just experimenting a lot, as you can see. I'm
Yeah,
just
so
picking colors at random.
that's yeah,
What
that's the fun
happens?
part about design.
Yep, that's the thing I can do today because we're
Design's
streaming.
fun. It just takes a while, and you know, I like doing it. I did it. I actually was a designer at one point, and I stopped because I was like, I want to animate.
What
Yeah,
type of design? Like also related to animation or?
just characters I like.
Yeah.
Like 2 characters that I've designed have gotten really popular. One I just didn't do anything with, so she didn't. No one knows who she is. Um, but like the other two, one of the characters I did a lot on Twitter with, and that's how she got popular. This one is just more like Chéri was more just like, I don't know. I draw her sometimes, and people are like, "Oh, she's cute."
Thank you very much for being with us, Porkky, and everyone who's been watching. And they also see there just your beautiful art. I'm so excited! You draw them so cute. They're so cute.
Yay! I'm happy. I didn't know what else to do. I was like, I'll just draw them as they are.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. I like seeing them in your style. So, do you want to say goodbye?
Okay. Yeah. Goodbye. Thanks for having me. It's been a while since I've streamed anything, so yeah.
Thank you for being here. Okay, goodbye, everyone. Bye.